Ladies and gentlemen, learners and future leaders, as we step into 2025, one of the greatest skills you can develop is not more speed, not more multitasking, not even more connections. It is the power of self-focus. In a world where distractions compete for our attention every second, the ability to focus on your own growth, your own goals, and your own path is not just useful, it is essential. Let us explore how self-focus becomes the foundation of real success through 4 key ideas. First, clarity of vision. Without clarity, focus has no direction. Imagine trying to shoot an arrow without a target. You will waste energy, time, and resources, and in the end, you will feel frustrated. The same is true in life. Self-focus begins when you decide what you truly want. In 2025, opportunities are everywhere, but opportunities without clarity become distractions. A person with a clear vision of who they want to be and what they want to achieve can filter out what does not matter. Clarity acts like a compass. It keeps you from being pulled in 100 directions and allows you to walk confidently in one. Second, mastery of habits. Success is not built in a single day. It is built in small daily actions that compound over time. Self-focus means aligning your habits with your vision and refusing to waste energy on patterns that lead nowhere. If your goal is health, your focus must show in what you eat, how you rest, and how you move. If your goal is financial freedom, your focus must show in how you save, invest, and create value. In 2025, where distractions are endless social media, news, notifications, the people who succeed are not the most talented, but the most consistent. They master habits that strengthen their focus rather than weaken it. Third, emotional discipline. Focus is not only about what you do, it is also about how you think and how you feel. Life will always bring challenges, stress at work, setbacks in projects, criticism from others. Without emotional discipline, your focus will be broken every time difficulty arrives. But when you train your mind to stay calm, when you learn to manage your emotions instead of being controlled by them, you maintain your focus even under pressure. Self-focus in 2025 means saying, I will not let external noise decide my internal state. This discipline creates resilience, and resilience ensures progress. Finally, contribution through growth. Many people confuse self-focus with selfishness, but there is a huge difference. Self-focus is about investing in your own development so you can give more, lead more, and serve more. When you strengthen yourself, your skills, your knowledge, your character, you multiply your ability to contribute to others. In 2025, the world needs leaders, innovators, and compassionate human beings. You cannot give what you do not have. That is why self-focus is not isolation, it is preparation. It equips you to become someone who can truly make a difference. So, as we move forward in this new year, remember this. Success will not come from trying to be everywhere, know everything, or please everyone. It will come from the power of self-focus, knowing your vision, mastering your habits, disciplining your emotions, and using your growth to serve others. That is the formula for strength, clarity, and impact in 2025. Clarity is the starting point of focus. You cannot concentrate on something if you do not know what it is. Imagine standing in the middle of a field with a bow and arrow, but no target. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much effort you put in, every shot will be wasted. The same principle applies to life in 2025. We live in a time of abundance. Opportunities, information, and options are everywhere. Yet, this abundance can also become a curse if you don't know what you are aiming for. Without clarity of vision, your focus scatters across too many directions, leaving you exhausted but unfulfilled. Clarity of vision means knowing what you truly want, not what others expect of you, not what society pressures you to chase, but what genuinely matters to you. Too many people drift through life reacting to circumstances rather than intentionally choosing their path. They follow trends, they imitate others, and they hope success will somehow come to them. But success does not arrive by accident. it is built by design. And design requires vision. In 2025, clarity of vision is more important than ever. Every day we are bombarded with distractions, new technologies, viral content, endless notifications, and the constant comparison to other people's lives. Without clarity, you can easily lose yourself in this noise. You might find yourself chasing someone else's dream or wasting energy on things that have no real meaning for your future. Self-focus begins with the discipline to say, "This is my vision, this is where I am going." It gives you the power to say no to what doesn't serve your purpose and a powerful yes to what does. But clarity is not only about setting goals, it's about setting the right goals. Many people think having a goal like "I want to be rich" or "I want to be famous" is clarity, but these are vague desires, not visions. A clear vision answers deeper questions. Why do I want this? What impact will it create in my life and in the lives of others? What specific steps will I take to get there? When your vision is tied to a meaningful purpose, your focus becomes stronger because you are not only chasing results, you are living for a reason. Take, for example, two students entering 2025. The first says, "I want to succeed." The second says, "I want to become a software developer within the next 3 years, build applications that help small businesses grow, and use my income to support my family." Who do you think will stay focused when distractions appear? The second student has clarity, an image of the future so specific and motivating that it directs every decision. That clarity becomes their compass, their filter, their guide. Clarity also brings energy. When you wake up every day knowing exactly why you are doing what you are doing, you don't waste time wondering if your actions matter. You act with confidence, you move with purpose, you become unstoppable because your vision is pulling you forward. On the other hand, when people lack clarity, they feel tired, confused, and overwhelmed, not because they are incapable, but because their energy is divided. They are working hard, but without direction, their work produces little progress. Of course, clarity does not mean knowing every detail of the future. None of us can predict everything that will happen in 2025, but clarity means having a strong sense of direction, a picture of where you want to go, and the courage to adjust along the way. Think of it like driving at night with headlights. You may not see the entire road ahead, but as long as you can see the next 100 meters, you can keep moving. Over time, those small stretches add up to a long journey. That is how clarity works. It doesn't reveal the whole path, but it gives you enough vision to keep moving forward with confidence. Another truth about clarity is that it requires reflection. Many people don't achieve clarity because they never take time to pause and ask themselves important questions. What are my strengths? What are my passions? What kind of life do I want to create? Instead, they keep running, often in circles, mistaking movement for progress. If you want clarity in 2025, you must create space for reflection. That might mean journaling, meditating, seeking mentorship, or simply spending quiet time thinking. Clarity is not given, it is discovered, and once you discover it, focus becomes natural. Clarity also gives you the courage to overcome distractions. When you know your vision, you don't feel guilty about saying no to things that do not align with it. You don't feel pressured to follow every trend or please every person. You can politely step away from opportunities that look good but are not right for you, because you know exactly what you are building. That kind of focus saves time, protects your energy, and keeps you moving toward your real goals. As you enter 2025, ask yourself, what is my vision for this year and beyond? What do I want to create? Who do I want to become? How will I measure my progress? The clearer your answers, the stronger your focus will be. And once you have that clarity, no distraction, no challenge, and no obstacle will be able to take you off course. Because when your vision is clear, your focus becomes unstoppable, and with unstoppable focus, success is inevitable. Success is not a one-time event. It is the result of consistent actions repeated over time, no matter how big your vision is. it will remain a dream unless you turn it into daily habits. Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives. They quietly shape who we are becoming, often without us even realizing it. In 2025, with distractions at an all-time high, mastering your habits is no longer optional. It is the very foundation of self-focus and long-term achievement. Think for a moment about the gap between what people say they want and what they actually do. Most people want to be healthier, wealthier, more productive, and more fulfilled. Yet, when you look at their daily habits, they are often misaligned with these goals. They say they want health, but their habit is eating poorly and avoiding exercise. They say they want financial stability, but their habit is spending impulsively. They say they want focus, but their habit is endless scrolling and multitasking. This is the hard truth. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. The beauty of habits is that once they are established, they work automatically. You don't need to motivate yourself every day to brush your teeth. You just do it because it's a habit. Imagine applying that same principle to the areas that matter most: reading daily, exercising regularly, saving consistently, or practicing gratitude. These actions, once repeated enough times, become effortless parts of your life. That is the power of habit mastery. It frees your mental energy for higher goals because the basics are already automated. But building powerful habits requires self-focus. In 2025, our environment is designed to pull us in 100 directions. Notifications, advertisements, and social media platforms are competing for our attention every second. If you do not take control of your habits, these distractions will create habits for you, and not the kind that lead to success. Checking your phone first thing in the morning, reacting instantly to every ping, or binging on entertainment may feel small, but over time, these habits drain your energy and scatter your focus. To master your habits, you must consciously design them instead of letting the world design them for you. One of the most effective ways to build strong habits is to start small. Many people fail because they try to change everything at once, transform their health, career, and relationships overnight. But the human brain resists drastic change. Instead, success comes from small, consistent improvements. Reading for 10 minutes a day can eventually turn into finishing dozens of books a year. Saving a small percentage of your income can grow into financial freedom. Writing 1 page a day can turn into a book. Small habits compound over time, creating results that seem impossible in the beginning. Another key is consistency over intensity. It's not about how hard you work for one day. It's about what you do every day. Going to the gym once for 3 hours will not change your health, but exercising for 30 minutes daily will. Writing an essay in one burst will not make you a great writer, but practicing consistently will. Mastery of habits means committing to the process, not just the outcome. In 2025, where quick results and instant gratification dominate, the people who will stand out are those who understand the value of consistency and patience. It's also important to replace bad habits with better ones instead of relying on willpower alone. If you want to stop wasting hours on social media, don't just delete the app. Replace that time with reading, journaling, or exercising. Willpower is limited, but systems are strong. Creating an environment that supports your desired habits, keeping healthy food visible, removing distractions from your workspace, surrounding yourself with focused people, makes it easier to stay on track. Success is not just about discipline, it is about design. Mastery of habits also requires accountability. It is easy to make promises to yourself and then quietly break them, but when you involve others through mentorship, community, or partnerships, you create a system that holds you responsible. Sharing your goals with someone you respect or working alongside others who are committed to growth increases your chances of sticking with your habits. Success loves company, and accountability turns intention into action. Finally, habits are not just about productivity, they are about identity. Every time you repeat a habit, you are reinforcing a belief about who you are. If you run regularly, you are not just someone who exercises, you are becoming a runner. If you write daily, you are becoming a writer. If you practice gratitude, you are becoming a grateful person. In 2025, when self-image is so often shaped by external comparisons, mastering your habits allows you to define your identity from the inside out. So, as you think about your own life, ask yourself, do my daily habits reflect the future I want to create? If not, what small changes can I make today that will compound into the life I desire tomorrow? Remember, success is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things consistently. Habits are the bridge between your vision and your reality. And when you master them, your self-focus turns into unstoppable momentum. In 2025, success will not be determined only by intelligence, skills, or opportunities. It will be deeply influenced by a person's ability to regulate their emotions and maintain inner stability in the face of challenges. Emotional discipline is the ability to control impulses, remain calm under stress, and make decisions that align with long-term goals rather than short-term reactions. Without emotional discipline, even the most talented or intelligent individuals often sabotage their own success, because emotions, when left unchecked, can derail focus and clarity. Think of how many people lose opportunities simply because they react impulsively, whether it's lashing out in anger, giving up when things feel overwhelming, or seeking comfort in distractions. Rather than staying committed to their goals, emotional discipline is what separates those who quit at the first sign of difficulty from those who persist and ultimately succeed. The truth is that life will never go according to plan all the time. Problems, failures, and disappointments are guaranteed. The question is not whether challenges will come, but how you will respond when they do. When you practice emotional discipline, you become less reactive and more intentional. Instead of being controlled by your emotions, you learn to acknowledge them, process them, and then choose your response consciously. For example, if someone criticizes you, your first reaction might be anger or defensiveness. Without discipline, you may argue back or hold resentment, damaging relationships and wasting energy. But with emotional discipline, you pause, consider whether the criticism is constructive, and respond in a way that serves your growth rather than your ego. That pause, the space between reaction and response, is where power lies. Emotional discipline also helps you handle stress in healthy ways. In a world that moves faster every year, stress is unavoidable, but how you manage it determines whether it will weaken you or strengthen you. People without emotional discipline turn to avoidance behaviors, scrolling endlessly, overeating, or escaping into unhealthy habits. Those with discipline, however, channel stress into productivity, reflection, or positive action. They use challenges as fuel rather than excuses. It is not about suppressing emotions, but about mastering them, so they work for you instead of against you. One of the greatest benefits of emotional discipline is improved decision-making. Many poor decisions in life are made in the heat of emotion, investing money recklessly, leaving a job impulsively, or saying words that cannot be taken back. Success in 2025 requires the ability to think long-term, even when emotions push for immediate gratification. Emotional discipline keeps you grounded in your values and goals, ensuring that every choice you make contributes to your larger vision rather than being dictated by temporary feelings. It also plays a vital role in relationships, both personal and professional. Whether you are leading a team, working with colleagues, or building a family, emotional discipline allows you to listen more deeply, empathize more sincerely, and communicate more effectively. Leaders who cannot control their frustration create toxic environments, while leaders with emotional discipline inspire trust and loyalty. Relationships thrive not because conflicts don't exist, but because individuals manage their emotions wisely during those conflicts. Practicing emotional discipline requires self-awareness. You cannot control what you do not first notice. Becoming aware of your emotional triggers, what frustrates you, what discourages you, what tempts you to give up, is the first step toward managing them. Once you recognize these patterns, you can prepare healthier responses. For instance, if you know that setbacks discourage you, you can create a ritual of reframing failures as lessons rather than defeats. If you know stress makes you irritable, you can adopt practices like meditation, journaling, or deep breathing to reset your state before reacting. Another essential part of emotional discipline is patience. In a culture where instant results are celebrated, patience feels unnatural. But the greatest achievements, whether building a business, mastering a skill, or developing meaningful relationships, require time and endurance. Emotional discipline gives you the patience to keep going even when progress seems invisible. It reminds you that consistency beats intensity and that storms eventually pass if you remain steady. In 2025, distractions and external pressures are stronger than ever. News, opinions, and social media can easily stir up fear, anger, or comparison. Without emotional discipline, these external forces control your state of mind and drain your focus. But with discipline, you maintain sovereignty over your inner world. You choose where your attention goes, what energy you give to situations, and how much influence others have over your emotions. This is true self-focus, the ability to direct your energy inward, cultivate inner strength, and operate from clarity rather than chaos. Ultimately, emotional discipline is not about suppressing feelings or pretending to be unaffected. It is about mastering the art of staying centered amidst turbulence. It means allowing yourself to feel emotions but not letting them dictate your life. It is about developing the resilience to keep moving forward even when everything in you wants to retreat. When you master emotional discipline, you no longer waste energy fighting battles within yourself. That energy can then be redirected toward your goals, your growth, and your purpose. So as you prepare for success in 2025, remember that your ability to stay emotionally disciplined will determine how far you go. Talent and intelligence may open doors, but emotional discipline is what will allow you to walk through them and keep moving forward when the path gets difficult. It is the silent strength that transforms self-focus into lasting success. In a world full of noise, pressure, and distractions, one of the most powerful guiding forces you can cultivate in 2025 is a strong sense of purpose. Purpose is not just about having a career, making money, or reaching certain milestones. It is about aligning your actions with deeper values that bring meaning to your life. Without purpose, people drift from one goal to another, never feeling fulfilled no matter how much they achieve. With purpose, every step, every effort, and every challenge takes on a new significance. It becomes the anchor that keeps you steady and the compass that directs your focus toward what truly matters. When you live with purpose, you stop chasing external validation and start building a life that reflects who you are at the core. Too many people spend their lives trying to meet the expectations of society, family, or peers, only to realize later that they never pursued what was truly meaningful to them. Success without purpose feels empty. You can have wealth, fame, or recognition, yet still feel lost if your achievements are not connected to something bigger than yourself. Purpose fills that emptiness because it provides a reason to keep growing, contributing, and moving forward. Living with purpose also sharpens your focus. When you know what you stand for and what you want your life to represent, decisions become clearer. You no longer waste time on paths that don't align with your values. For instance, if your purpose is to help others grow, you will naturally invest your energy in teaching, mentoring, or creating solutions rather than chasing opportunities that only serve your ego. If your purpose is to create financial stability for your family, you will approach work with a different level of commitment, discipline, and integrity. Purpose filters out distractions by reminding you of the bigger picture behind your daily actions. Purpose also sustains you through difficulties. Everyone encounters setbacks, but those who live with purpose do not give up easily. They see challenges as part of the journey rather than signs of failure. A person without purpose may collapse under pressure, asking, "Why me?" But a person with purpose asks, "What can I learn from this, and how does this move me closer to my mission?" That shift in perspective is what fuels resilience. In 2025, with industries shifting, economies uncertain, and technology evolving rapidly, setbacks are inevitable. Purpose will be the difference between those who adapt and thrive and those who give up and feel defeated. Living with purpose also builds influence. People naturally gravitate toward those who are clear about what they stand for. A leader who acts from purpose inspires trust, loyalty, and respect. A teacher who teaches from purpose